What's going on, everybody? Ian Jenkins, owner of the Freak Athlete Protocol here with an absolute stud. This kid just had the season of his life. His name is Lucas. We're going to go ahead and just highlight some of his progress that he's had, talk about the big season that he just had. But without further ado, my man, go ahead and introduce yourself. This is your first name, last name, grad year, and position.
Hey, what's going on? I'm Lucas Surkoff, infielder and right-handed pitcher for Haynes Academy, class 2026, out in Metairie, Louisiana.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, dude. So both you and Dad, I want your take on this. So after our initial call, like, what was you guys' take on the program? What were you guys' thoughts, like, before actually joining this program?
I think we didn't really know.
Mhm.
We never done an online program. Obviously, you see stuff online. A lot of people sell stuff. And you don't know if it's legit. So we had a good call with you. And I think I just had like an injury with my shoulder. And you were like, hey, we could just postpone a little bit, be flexible. So that was a good indicator for us, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it was our second attempt at this. The first time, it was very sales. I'm in sales, and this guy was totally reading off a script. And I don't think he really listened to what we were saying, But like the thing, like Lucas says about with you was you were listening. You heard Lucas say, hey, I want to do it, but I'm injured. I need time. And you're like, hey, that's fine. We're not going to start until you're ready. And that impressed both of us. And I know he said it to you. And it was more genuine. I could tell. I'm in sales, so I mean, let me tell you, I could tell like you were more genuine. I don't know. And look, hey, here we are. I don't know what, 10 months later, maybe, or And I mean, look, as far as being a dad, watching my son, and he, excel the way he did this year, and I know he put the work in, and I know you were the guy who was kind of like, guiding him. You, and then I got to, Brandon Briglio, got to give him a shout out. That's his hitting coach, so we can't leave him out. And I mean, it's been great. The proof's in the pudding, as they say, right? So
yeah, I love that. I love that. I appreciate that. So what was the thing that like convinced you guys to take the leap of faith? Because I know you had to consider your mom in this decision as well, and I didn't get to talk to her on the call. But what was the thing that convinced you guys to take the leap of faith, saying, "Okay, we're going to try it. We're going to see what happens from here"?
I think it was just because I've seen I saw you like post results. I saw you post people that like incredible people. Like your website even has MLB guys testifying. So I was like, all right. I mean, I feel like a pro wouldn't just go out of his way to say this guy's program is good. Like unless you're paying him a bunch of money. But I thought overall everything looked good, and I just wanted to get more athletic and found the place to do it.
For sure. Let's dive into that, man. So what were the improvements that you saw before you started the program and now?
Well, for one, exit velos, 60 time, throwing velocity, everything went up. And it wasn't just that it went up, it was able to maintain it in the season. Working with Bill, I like the trainer for the program. He gave good workouts in season 3 to 4 times a week. Because one of my biggest issues was kind of getting hurt or falling off in the season, but everything just kind of got stronger as the season went on. The power went up, and it was like lifting like 3 to 4 times a week. That was huge for everything. Never got sore after double headers, long days at the field. It was perfect, honestly.
Yeah, and he had 49 hits, and I think 24 were extra bases.
Dude, that's ridiculous, bro.
Yeah.
That is ridiculous. That's phenomenal. What do you know, like, specifically what the numbers were, like in increases?
For average wise or metrics?
Metrics.
Oh, the exit velo is like 87, topping 87, like on a good day. T exit velo is like high 7s. Now, like the T exit velos, high 8s, low 9s. Exit velos pushing 100. Fastball velo consistently low 80s, and then 60 time, up almost to like a 7 flat. So
wow, that's over half a second for you,
yeah,
bro.
the 70 time before I started, it was like a 7.6 something. It was wasn't even close. I mean, 7. It's like about 7 flat, 7.1, which still isn't like blazing fast, but that's a lot of improvement. Still got work to do.
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously you had these big improvements, way more confident on the field. Your dad kind of mentioned it a little bit earlier, but let's go ahead and talk about this season that you just had, my man.
Yeah. Started off hot, and it's a long season, played a lot of games, but the biggest thing was the power never went down. The power was consistent. still slugging well, still getting extra base hits, still stealing some bags. Never really dipped in fastball velo. Was able to go out there, pitch 6-7 innings. Everything was perfect.
Yeah,
it's a great season overall. Couldn't done without y'all.
good deal. Dad, do you know what his final stats were?
You know I do. He'll get mad. I don't know. He don't want me to tell him.
No, you got it, man.
I think look, I want to say he batted right around 440.
Yeah.
I want to say he had like 16, maybe 17 doubles, 5 triples, 3 bombs, slugging like 7 high 7s, 1200 OPS. 1200 OPS, man. I mean,
That's ridiculous. That's video game stuff, bro.
And dude, and the doubles were like legit doubles. I'm talking about gappers, going to the wall doubles, and triples, not like over the bag loop doubles. I'm talking legit doubles. And you saw some of the videos like I sent it to you. It's like lasers to right center,
Yeah, but incredible. I think one of the most impressive parts is that I feel, and I could be wrong, but I feel like you hit the ball just as hard to the opposite field than you do to the pull side, which is incredible. You got power all over the place. Do you guys agree with that?
Oh yeah. I mean, half the home runs are to right.
Yeah,
half to left.
Two to right. His first, right. Yeah, first season home run was to right center.
Mm-hmm.
The first preseason home run was first swing of the season. By the way.
Let's go.
First swing. I mean, the first swing was to left.
You got to get you feeling confident, man. Let's go. So speaking of the confidence, what do you think that college coaches would see out of you now that they wouldn't have seen before?
I think before on the field, I didn't really look, athletic. I mean, I definitely could play baseball, but I didn't have any tools really, like, hitting wise, power wise, even just throwing. And I think now you're going to see that more with me with the program, just because metrics are going up, and I'm only getting stronger now the season's over. So I think the biggest thing is more athletic.
Yeah, let's go. What motivates you to stay consistent day in and day out? Because, dude, let me tell you something. Like, I feel like I've told you this before, but yes, we point you in the right direction, give you the guidance and things like that. But, bro, you're the person who makes the wheels turn. Like, you put in the work every single day. Like, the reason why you had the season you did, the reason why your exit velo has gone up over 10 miles per hour, why all these things are happening, it's because you were consistent. So what's the thing that's made you be consistent day in and day out?
I think it's seeing the results and wanting to change more. Knowing it works. Obviously, if it didn't work, I'd be like, whoa, I mean, what are we doing here? But obviously, I see the results, and I just makes me want to push farther. Don't want to stop now. I want to keep going.
Yeah, amen. So, Dad, what was it like for you getting to watch your son have the season of his life?
It was, it was fun. It was the most fun I've ever had watching him play baseball. His sophomore year was kind of, he got hurt, right? And he didn't really talk about it, but it was such a frustrating season for him. And, for me as a dad, I knew he was struggling. Mm-hmm. But this past year, I kept telling him every day, I'm like, hey, in the morning he was leaving. I'm like, hey, you have fun tonight. Every morning I'd say, hey, you put the work in. Yeah. Now just go have fun. I'm like, because that's what it's like, right? Coach is like, if you're taking a test and you study for it, you're going to be ready for it,
Bingo.
And, but I was confident, because we'd go hit, for months before. Mm-hmm. And it was incredible, seeing the bombs he was putting up at BP with his buddies. Mm-hmm. One of the friends was like, if I didn't know any better, I thought Lucas was on steroids, But I mean, obviously he's not, but seriously, we've seen him hit some bombs and, at BP on Sunday afternoons. And so I was excited for the season. And he just kept going. I want to say one thing, kind of off script, but like the season ended Friday, and I'm proud of him. He played well the playoffs. He played well, and but Monday comes and it's like no more baseball, right? So it's like we got Metro and we got things coming up, but the summer league for school Metro, and anyway, Monday comes along and here he is 5:00 going to hit with Brandon, And then I went out there just to say, Brandon, I work with Brandon, my job. I'm like, hey, I say hi to him. I went and walked to the park, watch him hit. He's like, oh, yeah, I'm going to the gym, So next thing you know, I cook dinner on Monday. So I'm like, all right, we'll see. I'll see you at home cooking dinner. And he comes in at 8:30 at night, he goes and hit and he goes and works out and he gets home about 8:30. He's eating 8:30. He's walking the dog and then he's going to take a shower. He's, and he goes to bed and all with straight A's, all with straight A's. And
Dad, let's go. Atta boy, Lucas.
Yes, sir.
So it was like that every day this last week. And he was every day he was out till 8:30. Tonight he got home. It's 8:00. He's just getting home from the gym. He got off. He went through with his buddy. He comes here, and then I'm sure tomorrow night we got a cage in the back. We'll hit.
Yeah.
We'll hit every. He's going to work out every day this week, and that's how he's been ever since the end of last season. And he was. And when you start the season off with a bomb after you work that hard, Boy, I just want to say it's a lot of hard work, and he keeps doing it,
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, it's like you can work all you want, but if you don't have somebody who knows what they're doing, saying, guiding you, it's beyond me. Like I told him when he was 12, I'm like, hey, dude, from here on out, you're gonna need other guys, I did, and we started looking outsourcing people, and he found you, and I liked you on the interview, but I ultimately was like, hey, man, is this what you think is the best thing for you? And I kind of leave it up to him because he's a smart kid, as you can see. And he's like, yeah, I believe in this. And I said, let's do it, and like I said, when you talked to us that night, I liked what I saw. It was way better. The other guy was really, just trying so hard. But anyway, I've thanked you during the season. How many times did I send you thank yous?
Oh, plenty of times. I mean, I loved getting the thank yous from you. But most of all, man, I just loved watching you do your thing on the field. You're like, when you would send me videos of him doing his thing on the field, and I heard you guys cheering in the background, priceless.
Yeah,
absolutely priceless.
I'm gonna thank you one more time. Thank you.
I appreciate it. Thank you guys as well. I think this is a group effort. Last thing, but what would you guys have to say to the parents out there who think this isn't legit and thinks that this is a scam?
I think they're wrong. I think it definitely works. It definitely works. You just gotta put the time in. I mean, you say it too. You can give you all the workouts, all the things to do, but you got to put the time in and put the effort in. So if you don't have that, then maybe don't do it. But if you want to get better, this is the place to be.
I would say this: if with you can pay for the program, but if you don't go do the work, it's not going to. It's not a trick. It's not a magic trick. It's if you want to work hard and having people that know what they're doing teach you what to do on a day-to-day basis to get better and better each day, and don't get too far ahead. Just stick to the process. I mean, this is it. I say that to the parents. It's worth it, but you can't mail it in. You have to do the work.
Mm-hmm. So. Amen to that, guys. I cannot thank you enough for everything. Honestly, I know you guys were thanking me in the process, but I'm thanking you just as much. So, like I said, this is a group effort. And once again, it's going to be my final thank you, but I won't take up any more of you guys' time. Appreciate you a lot.